The mages in Songfay's group raised their staves in fury, and the newly recruited archer took aim at King Fong. Rage burned in their hearts as they vowed to avenge Songfay. Vanishing into thin air, King Fong activated his stealth ability, slipping into the shadows. The archer, undeterred, used her eagle eye skill, revealing that King Feng's invisibility would not work on her. Her arrow transformed into a ghostly eagle that soared before bursting midair, scattering glowing feathers like shimmering rain. These feathers landed on the party's own assassin, revealing her presence and breaking her stealth. The chubby girl clenched her fists with satisfaction, believing they had exposed King Fong. She ordered a full-power assault. Without hesitation, Songfay's loyal followers unleashed their strongest spells. A barrage of magical attacks rained down on the revealed figure. In a panic, the real assassin shouted that she wasn't King Fong, but it was too late. The spells struck her directly, erupting into a massive explosion. Rather than grief, the chubby girl felt contempt. To her, the fallen assassin wasn't a real mage and thus undeserving of Songfay's affection. She considered this divine justice for someone whose loyalty wasn't genuine. She quickly instructed the archer to launch another eagle to track King Fong. The archer nodded, but before she could act, King Fong activated his Ghostfire Bell. A pulse of energy radiated out, triggering its soul attack ability, immobilizing all enemies within 100 meters for 3 seconds, with a long cooldown of 521 seconds. Before anyone could move again, King Fong emerged from the shadows, and with a blindingly fast, instant slash, he tore through the frozen players like a storm, leaving no time to react. Hidden behind a wall, Songfay peeked out in confusion. He couldn't understand why his entire party had fallen so suddenly. Initially, he suspected Shadow, but quickly dismissed the thought if Shadow had struck, he would have revealed himself. Unseen, King Fong crept up behind Songfay. His cold gaze said it all: Songfay's end was near. Upon hearing King Feng's voice, Songfay turned pale, trembling in disbelief. In a panic, he cast a shield spell, forming a radiant barrier around himself. But King Fong calmly tossed a poison dart. It pierced the shield with ease, striking Songfay in the forehead and sending him screaming to the ground. Songfay's form dissolved into luminous orbs of lifespan. Deactivating stealth, King Fong observed the scene. He was surprised by the sheer amount of tradable lifespan over 2,000 days. Songfay had been hoarding it. Puzzled, King Feng noted that none of Songfay's fans had any tradable lifespan remaining. It became clear they had sacrificed everything to empower Songfay. Their fanaticism was terrifying. Hundreds of years' worth of lifespan would now be absorbed by nearby monsters. Back in Firefly Town, Songfay and his fans respawned. Furious, Songfay realized his reserve of tradable lifespan had dropped from over 2,000 to just 500 days. He questioned the archer, frustrated she hadn't detected King Fong. She explained she had used her skill, but it had only picked up their own teammate. The chubby girl confirmed that the party assassin had some stealth abilities, but didn't know how King Feng had evaded detection. The archer clarified that her eagle eye could only detect stealth up to level 1. King Feng's must be higher. Songfay, feeling helpless, muttered that Shadow must have taken the boss out of envy for his unrivaled looks. Now, uncertain and insecure, he feared another attack. His fans, unwavering in devotion, offered to level up elsewhere for safety. Wherever Songfay led, they would follow. Not long after, King Feng returned to Firefly Town. Finding the area empty, he asked a nearby player if he had seen Songfay. Recognizing Shadow, the man nervously pointed out their direction, even begging King Feng to kill Songfay and to spare his girlfriend, a hunter named One Flying Treasurecat. King Feng dryly suggested the man find another girlfriend, suspecting she was the one with detection powers. Re-entering stealth, he vanished again. The man pleaded desperately, but King Fong knew tracking Songfay blindly would take too long. He muttered that things would be easier if Gu Yixu was around. Just then, as if fate heard him, A woman passed by, and it was Gu Yixu. Surprised, King Feng dropped stealth and greeted her warmly, asking for her help. She was startled by his sudden appearance. He offered her a golden-grade staff, saying he'd heard her class could track targets across large areas. If she helped him find Songfay, she could have it at a discount. Her eyes lit up, excited by the deal. She asked how he knew about her tracking skill she'd never told anyone. He replied with a grin, asking if she had at least 500 days of lifespan. She checked her system window, she had 700. They completed the trade, and Gu Yixu held the staff in awe, practically drooling. King Fong gently tapped her cheek to snap her out of it, urging her to focus. Blushing, she nodded and began to concentrate. An owl spirit circled above her as she prepared her skill. Curious, she asked if King Feng wasn't worried she'd just take the staff and leave. He calmly asked if she didn't despise Songfay. Her eyes widened. How did he know? She felt a strange sense of familiarity from him, but couldn't place it. King Feng smiled and told her to guess. She didn't bother, raising her hand as her owl soared into the sky. In a moment of clarity, her expression changed. She'd spotted something. The owl flew high over the town, and in the distance, nestled between the canyon ridges, Gu Yixu saw them Songfay and his followers.